Hi, I'm Mark Doty. Next to me is the one and only, and I mean that quite literally, Dewanatron Novitiate. The Novitiate is an amazing synthesizer for 3 reasons. First, there's only one of them, and that's it. Second, it was designed by the Dewan cousins, Leon and Brian, and I think we're all quite aware of the incredible musical instruments that they have been making recently, one of which being the Swarmatron, which was used by Trent Reznor in the soundtrack to The Social Network. And thirdly, it was designed specifically for use with the educational programs of the Bob Moog Foundation. Because of this collaboration, the Bob Moog Foundation has basically received an amazingly effective educational tool. Michelle Moog-Kusa, Executive Director of the Bob Moog Foundation, approached the Dewan cousins about building an educational synthesizer. They worked together to come up with the ideas that led to this design. If you're a person who has no understanding of synthesis, the standard synthesizer interface, whether new or vintage, can be a little bit daunting. And that's because it isn't always immediately apparent how synthesis works by looking at the interface. Well, the Novitiate was designed specifically to be of aid in that way. Because the people who are going to be using it don't have any synthesis experience, it's laid out in a fashion that makes it very clear how synthesis happens. And it's laid out in a fashion that allows you to compare changes and various functions between the different sections of the synthesizer, making it a very effective educational tool, and one where even the most inexperienced synthesizer player can walk up and get an idea of what each individual section does in a synthesizer. And that's fantastically effective and really cool. On top of that, if you're among the initiated and you come across the Novitiate, once you start playing it, you're going to realize that not only is it a heck of a lot of fun, but it has some really amazing sounds due to the architecture that the Dewan cousins employed. And it is a very interesting and useful musical instrument, both on the educational side as well as on the auditory side. The music that you've been hearing throughout this video thus far was all done, with the exception of drums, on the Novitiate. So that gives you an idea of what it's capable of. One of the great joys of playing vintage analog synthesizers is that a lot of times you have a big, beautiful control panel with big knobs that feel fantastic, nice switches, and an aesthetically pleasing experience. The Dewan cousins have invested that in the Novitiate. So even if you're just learning about synthesis, or you're playing it because it makes cool sounds, you're having an amazing tactile experience because it looks and feels amazing.